Hi guys, Coach Gregory from Based Wrestling. All right, so what we're going to look at, what we're going to discuss is the based program itself. So that's Beat Aussie Streets Every Day. This was the original program developed by Karen Gregory, and it was her spin on stuff that she experienced up with Beat Our Streets Singapore, and also from looking at the Beat the Streets program, which is very successful over in America. And it was tailored to suit the Australian 10-week school term. And the idea being that it was to give young people the opportunity to experience the sport of wrestling one session a week as a minimum so that they could understand the game, have some fun, make some friends. And every week we cover off a life lesson effectively. And in this case, I mean, it'd be things like anger management, stress management, dealing with, friendships, understanding conflict. We do cover off drugs in there as well. Because unfortunately, in a lot of sport, there are drugs, and if you're going to compete in sport, then you need to be understanding what those situations can be and what your obligations are as an athlete. And it's a good way to bridge that topic with young people. It's nice neutral ground. We're not talking about drugs. We're not lecturing you on it, but it's just something that, as an athlete, to be aware of. So it's a little bit different in how we approach it. It's very centered around playing the game, having fun, making friends, and then the other stuff flows on from that. So sort of giving them a support network in their what hopefully becomes their peer group or their club, and then which also enables them to reach out and gives them the confidence to reach out to other resources should they need it. And that's one of the things that Karen was quite insistent about when she created the program. It wasn't an adult standing there lecturing you on something. It was more about developing the trust relationships and the confidence in the other participants in the program so that when they reached a point where they needed help, hoping they never do, but if they ever did, then they had the confidence with the shared experience to go to one of their friends or to go to the coach or the manager and say, hey, I'm really not okay. And because that was one of the key things that kept coming up with Craig's experience with her friends, in that a lot of them weren't comfortable going to what they saw as authority figures. And this, our position was more, look, we don't care who you ask for help, but ask. And then that opens doors to get them to the people that they actually do need to talk to help sort some stuff out, rather than the person feeling that they've been lost or abandoned and let down. So there's a sense of community sort of lacking in a lot of places, which is really sad. So that's what the BASE program was all about. It was about providing and establishing a network for them within a sport. It's an individual sport, but you play as a team and you all work together towards a common goal, which is, you find that in a lot of things in life. Yes, you're part of a company, but you've got your own job to do, and you're not, you may or may not be part of a team as such, but everybody's got their own role to play and their own stuff to look after. And you still need to feel connected, but but you're not. So, and that was just something that it's really hard for young people, particularly now. They really struggle, and that's pretty much what the base program's about. Can be run in any school or community. It's very, very easy. We start predominantly with beach wrestling, to introduce the basic rules of the sport. And beach wrestling is also really, really transferable and very, very safe. Extremely low injury rate, sub 1%, which makes it really useful, particularly if you've got environments where you may be dealing with people who are not, the idea of kids getting hurt playing sport is just unacceptable. So yeah, that is where the program becomes really useful. It's very cheap to run. It's very easy to run. The skill sets that we cover are very, very simple. So most parents can learn these very, very quickly. 90% of sporting coaches, you can sit through the online training and you'll be ready to go in a week. It's not complicated, which is great. It means that it can be taught to a large group of people, large group of children very, very quickly. And everybody pretty much can play in some form. It's very, very rare to find a situation where a child can't participate. And it sort of gets them across all different roles. It gets them across to the refereeing side and the coaching side and being a player, and and that's really, really good for learning that we all have something to offer, and we can all be involved and be part of the team, but we don't all have to be players. And that's really, we just find it's a really cool little extra that a lot of kids get out of it. So yeah. And that's basically it. It's from the based program, they can go on to other stuff, or they may choose not to. Some places feel it's for them, other places don't. But that's the idea of the based program. If you are interested in it, please contact Fiona, the director, and we're more than happy to assist you with getting it running in your community or in your school and making it work for you. So yeah, is you done?